Happy Wednesday. Okay. Might be able to do this. There we go. I feel like we keep getting smaller and smaller. Right? As like the week goes on and the weeks go on. That's okay. Okay, a few announcements. Next week is our last week of class, y'all. So make sure you get everything turned in, okay? If you are gonna watch the videos, you won't have the full week to watch them. You only have until October 3rd to watch them if you're gonna watch any videos, okay? So make sure that you get everything done by October 3rd. You won't be able to submit anything after that. I won't be able to take anything after that. It's gonna start calculating grades from there on, okay? So I can't really do anything once we pass that date. Sound good? Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to be working on our life plan like we did last Thursday. We're not taking attendance, but come in, work on your life plan, work on your letter to next year's cohort, which is due Sunday. So you can either do a paper or a 5-minute video for that one, remember? So we have computer labs here. If you need to use a computer in the lab, you can bring your laptops, bring everything that you need to work on. Miss Newsom will be here for a little bit, and we'll be looking at hopefully wrapping that up so that you guys can go ahead and hand it in and you won't have it hanging over your head until October 3rd, okay? But it is due October 3rd. The letter, though, is due this Sunday, okay? Any questions about any of those assignments? No? Okay. So I borrowed this slideshow from Mr. Joe Egerton. Those of you may have him as an advisor. And we're going to go quickly through what you can see in your My Carolina University portal and how that can help you with your understanding of what's required of you and what classes to take and things like that, okay? So your academic advisor is assigned to you when you get into Carolina University, okay? Typically, it's based on what major you have said you're going to take. If you switch majors, you'll probably switch advisors. Your advisor is going to be your academic person that you go to for any type of academic questions, classes, things like that. Okay? It's their job to help you check off those boxes for those classes that you need to graduate and to get you out of here. Okay? So they're going to be the ones that have the most information about your major and what you have intended to get a degree in. Okay. They're here for you. Okay. Make your appointments with them, use them. Okay. So some things we can see in the portal, we'll go through how we can see them. Number one, there's something called a degree audit, which is actually a really nice layout of the classes that you need to take and whether you've taken them. Calculate a GPA, your unofficial transcript, and how to drop and add your own courses and see what courses you are registered for the next term, okay? In the My Carolina University portal under students, there is a choice on the left-hand side that says advising, okay? That's what we're looking at first. What it's gonna bring up is something called the degree audit summary. You're going to have some personal information over on the left. On the right-hand side, you're going to have how many credits you have actually earned so far, what your overall GPA is, and what your last term GPA is. Underneath that, you're going to have who your advisor is, okay? So we've had a lot of questions about who advisors are. That's where you can find it. On the left, you can see what the major is right here, business administration. And then under it, you've got some requirements, okay? So under that, it's going to start telling you what classes you need in order to graduate. The one that we're talking about though, down at the bottom is the one that says my degree audit with the circle around it. Okay. The other thing it is going to tell you here with the check marks and the X's is, have you met those requirements? So this student in particular, there are 15 hours of general electives, which have been completed with the green check and it says it's been met. But they have not completed all of their business administration courses. You can see that by the red X, okay? But again, let's go to the view all details. It's actually going to open up a PDF that has all of your requirements in there. And whether you have taken a class, whether you are registered for that class, or whether you have transferred credit from someplace else. The other thing it is going to tell you is your advisor. It's going to be up on that upper right-hand corner, and here it's circled in yellow. Up here, it's going to tell you all the credits you've earned and your career GPA. As you go down this list, okay, it's going to use that check mark and red X. So red X means it's not complete. The green check mark means it is complete. If it is complete, there has the grade that you earned in that course, plus how many hours it was. If it is a transfer credit, here you can see transfers are showing up in blue. The very first one at the top says Randolph County College. It'll tell you where it got transferred from and what requirement it covers. If you're currently registered for that class, down towards the bottom here, you can see it. It's kind of like in, I don't know, yellow, gold, whatever color that is. It'll say 3 hours in progress. Okay, it'll give a year and it'll give a semester. That means you're currently registered for that class. So pretty soon it should become a green check mark. Okay. As you go down, anything with the red X means you're not registered, you haven't transferred it, and you haven't taken it. Okay. So those are the courses you need to concentrate on in order to move forward. Okay. So if you don't know what your requirements are, this is the perfect place to look. Okay. So here you can see free electives. You can see where they were transferred from. You can see that it was a transfer. It's hard to see on this one, but it'll tell you all the way on the left what course it was and what it transferred as, if you have any transfer credits. Now, under students and advising, towards the bottom, there should be something saying my GPA projection. If you click on the button that says go for undergrad, you should be able to estimate what your grades are, and it'll calculate your GPA for those classes, okay? So you can play with this and say, okay, well, if I get a B in this class and a C in this class, what is my GPA going to look like? Okay. Click the create projection button. And under that, it's going to give you the information. It's going to calculate it as if those credits were completed and the grade that you got was what you indicated. So up here, the check boxes, it says A minus, B plus, B, C plus, and A. Okay, so if you mix all those together with the number of credits that are there, your GPA for those selected courses is going to be 3.26. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of leeway that you can kind of play with some of your numbers, see what they look like. Now, over on the student side, it says my unofficial transcript. Okay, most of the times unofficial transcripts are good enough for preliminary looks at grad school, preliminary jobs. It's not an official. Okay, but a lot of times unofficial is going to be sufficient. So you can go in and download your unofficial at any time you would like to. Under the course link at the top, this is where it's going to display all the courses you are registered in currently. It's going to allow you to add courses. It's going to allow you to drop courses. Okay. It's going to list all of your courses. So here, for example, it listed the 2021 summer and the 2021 fall, or oh, I'm sorry, 21-22 fall. Okay. Everything that's in there is what's current. If you want to see next term, there is a pull down here. It says current courses. Select that to say future courses. That will show you what you're registered for the spring. Okay. Towards the bottom, it says add or drop. Okay. This is where you can change your own schedule. You don't have to have your advisor to do it. You can do it yourself. Okay. You click on add and drop, you're going to get a screen that looks very similar to this. I'll tell you on the advisor side, this is the same screen we see. Okay. What you can do if you want to add is you can search for courses at the top and hit search. If you want to drop something you are already registered for, you click on the checkbox and click on drop, and it will drop you from that class, which means you no longer are signed up to take that class. Okay. It's not going to show up on your schedule anymore. Okay. You can do things in the ad with sorting by term. If you know what the course code is. So for example, say you need a psychology class, you can type in PY, I believe is psychology, and hit enter, and it'll show just psychology classes. Okay, whether it's undergraduate or department, you can add and play with your schedule at any time. Okay. Once classes start, those check boxes will go away because it is once you're past that add drop deadline. So it's not going to let you make changes to that term once the deadline has passed. What it is going to show you though here is it's going to give you a list of all your classes, the course code, the name, the faculty that is teaching that class. It's going to tell you the schedule of that class. So what days and times. Okay. It's also going to give you room assignments if they're available. Then all the way on the right, it's going to give you begin and end. Okay. Since we do this session thing, so we have 2 sessions per semester, just pay attention to the begin date, because here bio 1, 110, and bio 1, 110 also. I always forget this is a touch screen and I touch it and it goes wonky on me. So bio 1, and biblical interpretation. Those are all session 1. You can see the start date says August. And then bio 2 has a start date of October. So you know that that's session 2. Okay. That's how you're going to tell whether it's which session it's in, what the dates are. They're going to be indicated over here on the right-hand side. Any questions when it comes to advising type stuff? Don't forget, the advising is an assignment. It's not extra credit. Okay. So make sure you get into your advisor. Okay. We only have 1 more week. Okay. You've got tomorrow, possibly Friday, and Monday through Thursday of next week. I can't even guarantee they'll be here on Friday. Okay. Make sure you contact them. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything about classes, registration, advising, negative? Okay. This is not my presentation because I can't find mine, and it's fine. It's probably sitting on my couch where I did it. But that's okay. I'll find, so I borrowed one off the internet. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about the Google Suite. This is a little bit dated presentation, but we're going to power through. It'll be fine. So when we talk about the Google Suite, we're talking about all of those creative collaborative tools that we have access to using our Carolina University email. Okay. We can do things such as it has calendars that you can share. You've got documents, you can do spreadsheets. The nice thing about it is that it is cloud-based, so it's not computer specific. Okay, you don't need to download anything. All you need is an internet browser, okay, to access it. Does anyone use the Google Suite right now? No? Okay. Another nice thing with it being cloud-based is that it has constant updates. You don't have versioning. They're always going to give you the latest version, okay? And then you have a Google Drive for online storage. So you're going to have access to things, and we'll pull them up in a minute, such as Google Sites, which you can create your own website for your own personal use. We've got Docs, Calendar. We've got Gmail. Okay. You're going to use your Carolina University email as the login. Okay, this is going to be important, especially when you're dealing with sharing and collaboration. Okay. Because you share and collaborate with a specific email. So you can get errors if you don't share to the correct one. Okay, Google Docs, it's going to be a web-based, cloud-based replacement for Microsoft Word, Excel, those other ones we went through a couple weeks ago. You can store files locally, you can download them. You can do collaboration. You can do real-time collaboration, okay? So you can have two people sitting in two different locations in two different offices, for example, both having the same document open, making changes, and you can see the changes that the other person is making, okay? So it makes it a really, really great collaboration tool. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's all I'm going to use for that one. So a few other things that are nice about the Google Suite is that it is platform independent. It is hardware independent. So basically what we're saying is that I have my Google Drive up. What we're saying is that it'll run on any operating system. It is not operating system specific. Okay, it'll run on any operating system. You can even download apps from the App Store for Apple and or Google Play. So you can have versions of them on your phones, tablets, your laptops, your combos. You don't need to download anything if you don't want to, okay? The whole point of having the cloud is to have access to your files whenever you need them, wherever you need them, okay? So you're not going to be restricted by, I don't have my laptop, okay? Especially if you're doing something like traveling home, okay? You can access these files from any location at any time. Okay, so when you go into Google Drive, the way you do it, you can get to it through Gmail. Okay, if you go to Gmail first, you click on the 9 little dots up here in the right-hand corner, okay? Right here, it says Drive. That's gonna take you directly to the Google Drive, okay? The Google Drive is actually the saving location, the storage for the Google Suite. But the nice thing is you can access any of the Google items through Google Drive, okay? So up here, if I click the new button, I can create folders. I can create files. I can upload folders, an entire folder with its contents. I can upload a single file. I can also drag and drop from my local machine onto this window and it will upload the files. Now, the other things that are available here, we've got Google Docs, which is like Word, Google Sheets, which is like Excel, Slides, which is like PowerPoint. There's Forms. Here we've even got some more, okay? There's drawings and maps. There's your Google Sites, which is your own personal website. App scripts and Jamboard. You can also connect other apps that'll play nice with your Google Drive. So coming down, you can click on which computers you have to sync up. So you can work on things offline. And when you do come back in range of Wi-Fi, it will coordinate so that they both have the same information. You can also click on here and see what has been shared with you. Okay, so I can see here at a glance, I have a few different faculty members up here that have shared with me and the files that they've shared. Here I can click on recent and see what I've done recently. I can see my favorites here with a star. I can also go into my trash. The other thing I can do over here is if I click on storage, it will tell me how much of my storage I've used. It is a finite amount, it's not infinite, okay? So if you start running out of storage, click on the storage button. It'll show you the files that are taking up the most amount of room, okay? I'm not sure. But big surprise here, what's taking up a lot of my space are my lecture videos. Okay, those are big videos, so. Okay, let's go back to new. Let's do a new Google Doc. Okay, looks very similar to Word. Okay, but you're using it through the internet browser. To change the name of the file, I click up here on the left where it says untitled document. And I type in a title. There's too many L's, but that's okay. Okay. Next to it, it says it's saved to the drive. Okay, that's where I can star it for favorites. I can also move the location. If I click on move, I can move it to any place I want to within my Google Drive. Okay. One of the nice things about using the Google Suite is that it does automatically save periodically. There is no file save. If you look here, there's not really a file save. You can make a copy, okay, but you can't save. So some things you can do though from the file, you can email the file to somebody, okay? It'll email it directly. You can also download these files, okay? There are many different formats that you can download these files in. You can download this as a Microsoft Word document. So you can use Word to work on it at a later point. Okay. The other one that you might use, download as a PDF. We've talked a lot about making PDFs and what to do with PDFs. So instead of doing the save as or the print, if it's in your Google Drive, you can download it as a PDF already. Okay. Some other things, version history, see version history. We talked a little bit about this with the Microsoft, okay? It'll create different save points in your document. So you can go back and see what's changed. Then you do have your edit, your view, your insert. A lot of these are going to be the same, okay? Over here on the right, you have a, it's like a lightning bolt with like an arrow, okay? It's going to show you the activity. It's going to show you who has viewed it, who's commented, okay? The next one allows you to add comments to your own file. And then this one over here allows you to present what is in that document into a meeting. Now, the button that we're going to talk about is this big blue share button. It's in every one of the Google Suites. This is how you're going to share it with another person to collaborate. There's two different ways. You can click on here and it will bring up some people. Put Miss Newsom in there for some reason. Okay. The other thing I can do when I select people to share with, I can determine what they can and cannot do within my file when I share it. Okay. An editor, which is the default, allows them to do anything. They can change things, they can delete things, they can modify things. Editor allows you to do everything. I'm going to break this mic. I'm just going to put it down. There we go. Commenter, on the other hand, can add comments, but not do any changes to the text. That works well. And last but not least, you can do a viewer, which gives read-only access. So that person can only view the document. They cannot make any changes to it at all whatsoever. Okay, so you select how you want to share that document, and then you click on the send button. The other way to share is to use a link. Okay, if you click on get link down here, I can choose a restricted amount of people. I can choose anyone within the Carolina University system, which is our group, or I can choose anyone with the link. Okay, anyone with the link would allow anyone who's logged in using Gmail or Hotmail or anything like that to go ahead and access this file. Okay, as with the person, you can come over here and also select, are they a commenter, a viewer, or an editor? Okay. You can also copy the link, and then that way you could paste it into an email, a chat, however you need to paste it to get it to that person. Okay. Over here, underneath the share button, I have the option of actually locking myself out of my own document. Okay. So editing, I can do anything. Okay. If I want to just read it myself and make sure I don't accidentally make any changes, I can set it to viewing, which means you can read or print the final document. But if you accidentally like in my house, have a kitty cat that likes to sit on the keyboard, he's not going to do anything to your document. Okay. The other one that you can do is you can use suggesting. That's going to do like what track changes does in Microsoft. So any change you make to your document is going to keep the original and indicate that this is a change. So if you have a very large document and you want to just do some light editing, but you don't actually want to accept them all until you're done with the whole thing, that's where you can do it. Okay. Here we have the toolbar. Very similar to Word, that has all of our little options on there and things to do. And then down here at the bottom, we do have an Explore. So it's going to give you some options based on what you're typing. It's going to give some website addresses that are suggestions. Now over here on the right, we have add-ons. So if I click on the calendar, it's going to very quickly bring up my calendar, my Google Calendar. Okay. So it's going to bring up the day. Okay. I can hop to a different day. I can see my schedule. I can select a specific calendar. I can rotate between days. Okay. So if you're typing something and you need to see a calendar, you can use the add-on. The other add-on that I use is I've got like a to-do list or task list. So it'll put it on a task list. But if you come up here to add-ons, you can actually download a bunch of add-ons. It wasn't working this morning when it was trying to connect, but you can download a few different things onto your Google Suite. For example, one of the things I have here, maybe not. Let's just do it again. Here for my add-ons, I've got Turnitin Draft Coach. Okay. So Turnitin Draft Coach is going to look at your paper that's already in your Google Drive and act as if it were Turnitin and you were turning in the assignment. Okay. So here you can see I can do a similarity check. I can check my citations. I can do a grammar guide. It's all through the Turnitin organization. So you can kind of predict what your teacher is going to see if they use Turnitin. Okay. There are here under tools, you have spelling and grammar. Okay, spell check only, grammar check only. You could do both. I've got a word count. Oops, word count. Review suggested edits. There's also a compare documents. Okay, there was a compare on Word. There's one here too. There's citations, dictionary, voice typing, all kinds of things. Okay. One thing we'll notice if we come back here to our Google Drive and I hit new sheets, what it's giving me is a spreadsheet. So this would be Google's version of Excel, for example. But you can see a lot of the same things that are here that are in the Google Sheets. So the share is the same. Okay. The comments are the same. If I click on share, I have to name it first. If I click on share, I'm going to have the same people and the same selections of what kind of access I can give them. Okay. So what's good for Sheets is works for all the other all the other tools that you have available to you. Again, you click the same things to save them. And it also works for Google Slides. And Google Slides is going to be your PowerPoint. Personally, I still use PowerPoint. I can't ever find what I need to in Google Slides. I'm sure it's user error. It's fine. But again, it's a great collaboration tool and it's very easy to collaborate. Okay, so we're looking at putting things together, people working together, things like that. My previous class, I had several students that used the Google Suite quite a bit. They said they like to use it because it's a little bit simpler than the Microsoft versions. It is, okay? It's a little bit more restrictive. You don't have as many choices. And it's always nice to have it cloud-based so you don't have to download anything. Okay, here if I go here, there's the other ones. There's Google Sites. That's your website tool. You can create your own personal website. Okay, you can add text boxes, images, embed documents, all things like that. Again, if you come up here to the right, here's where your account information is going to be, where the circle is with your little picture in it. If you're having trouble accessing a file that has been shared with you, go here and see which email you're logged in under. Is it your personal email? Is it your Carolina University email? How are you logged into Google? Okay, because that will make a difference. Because remember, we shared it with an email, not a person. So if a person has multiple emails, you need to make sure the email matches. Okay, so I can select a different email here. I can add another account. So if your Carolina University email is not showing up in that list, click on add another account and type in your Carolina University email and it will log you in using that. Okay. Next to that are those 6 dots. Like I said, this is quick access to all of the different tools that we have available in Google. We've got our Google Calendar, your Gmail, your Drive. Here you've got your Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Chat. Okay, you can open up Google Chat. Everybody on campus has a Google Chat. All you need to do is put in their email. There's also Meet, which is kind of like a Teams/Zoom kind of weird thing happening. Also your contacts, groups, YouTube, maps, news. There's all kinds of different things we have access to. Classroom is way down at the bottom. We don't use that here, but you do have it all available to you using your Carolina University email through the system. Okay. The other nice thing about this, single sign-on, you use your one email address, you can get to everybody. You've got your little dashboard, you've got your storage access. So you have that all right at your fingertips. You don't have to go hunting anywhere. Now, one last thing, I do suggest that you keep your Google Drive or whatever cloud drive you're using organized as much as possible. You're going to save yourself some time, some energy, some heartache. Okay. Typically, I can show you here under my Carolina University. I have course information. I've got fall, and then I've got all the classes that I'm teaching for the fall. Each class has their own folder. All of my information for that class is in that folder. Okay. Typically what I do once a semester or a term is over, I'll take it off of my cloud drive because I no longer need it on a daily basis. And I will put it on a portable hard drive or something to that effect. So most of the times, the only things I keep on my cloud drive are things that I need to access quickly, frequently, and things like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Any questions about Google Suite, Google Drive, Google stuff? No? Okay. So a few tips and tricks. If you would like to do the video for the assignment for this week, you can actually log on to Zoom yourself, be the only participant and record it. You can record your webcam that way. You can record if you want to use a PowerPoint that way. You can also just use your phone or have someone record you using their phone, okay? I had some questions in the first class about how do I record myself. Okay, Zoom is probably the easiest as long as you have a webcam. Okay, so remember tomorrow working session. So come ready to work either on the letter and or the life plan. If you need access to the lab tomorrow, let me know tomorrow. Ms. Newsom will be here to help us all, hopefully. And we can get this term over and done with, you guys. Are you excited? Not excited? Nervous? Ready for fall break? I'm so ready for fall break. Like I need a break. Isn't that a kid?